Let's go through our example number 1. A college graduate accepts a job at an advertising agency. The job has a salary of $40,000 per year plus a pay increase of 2% per year. How much more will the graduate be making in 10 years? So there's a few things that we need to identify first before we can answer that last question. We need to figure out what the A, the R, and the T are. Now the A represents that starting amount, so this particular starting amount is $40,000 per year. To determine the rate, we look here, it says an increase of 2% per year. Now the other thing about this is that keyword increase tells us that this is going to be exponential growth, which is why we are using addition in our exponential growth model. Now the last piece of this is the time. And the time is 10 years, so that's what we're going to use for t. So now it's really just a matter of writing our exponential function and then from there evaluating. So we have y equals, we're going to use 40,000 for our a. Now when we go to substitute in our rate, remember that we want to convert from percent to our decimal. So we're going to actually substitute in 0.02 and then all to the 10th power. Now using our order of operations, we want to evaluate what's in the parentheses first. So that's going to give us 1.02. Then our next step is going to be to evaluate that exponent. So 1.02 to the 10th. If we round this, we end up with 1.22. And then our last piece of this is going to be our multiplication, where we take that 40,000 and we multiply it by 1.22. And we end up with 48,800. Now we have one final step for this particular problem because it's asking how much more will the graduate be making in 10 years. So what we need to do then is take the salary that the graduate will be making in 10 years and subtract out what the original base salary was. So our graduate in 10 years will be making $8,800 more than they were at the very beginning.